In this programming example, we are supposed to calculate and print the tax on the given income. The income ranges are given and the tax percentage on those ranges are also given in the table. As you can see, we need to calculate the tax on the given income and print the tax. So we can use the if-else-if ladder in order to check the income given from the keyboard falls in which range. Then we need to apply the percentage of tax on that particular income to calculate the actual tax. So let's do this. In order to do the program, we need two variables. One is to store the income given from the keyboard by the user. Other is to store the tax after calculation. So we are declaring two variables and they are supposed to be double because both can be in real numbers. So I'm just taking the income as double and tax also as double. First of all, prompt the user for the input, that means for the income. Enter your income. Take the income using scanf function, and this is going to be LF, %LF, because we have declared the variable as double, so it's going to be %LF, and we are taking it into the variable named income. Now we need to process, we need to check in which range the income actually goes. If the income is less than 10,000, as you can see that if it is less than 10,000, then the tax is actually 0%. That means no tax is on the income. So tax is actually 0.0. We are directly assigning that. And if it is not less than 10,000, it can be anything. It can be in this range or in this range or in this range. So we need to check. So we need to check in which range the income lies actually. So if it is greater than or equal to 10,000 and the income is less than 20,000, then according to the question the tax is going to be 10% of the income, and 10% means we need to multiply the income with 0.1. That means 10 divided by 100, that's 0.1. That's the 10% of the income. So we are calculating 10% of the income and assigning it to the tax. Else if that range 10,000 greater than equals to 10,000 and less than 20,000 is false, then we need to check for the next range. If the income is greater than equals to 20,000 and income is less than 50,000, that's the next range, then the tax is going to be 20%. So 20% is actually multiplication with 0.2 because 20 divided by 100, it's 0.2. Now the last option is actually if the income is greater than equals to 50,000. In that case, we need to calculate the tax as 25% of the income. So income into 0.25, that's the 25% of the income, and we need to further add 10% of the tax with the tax. So tax, whatever we have calculated so far, plus tax multiplied with 0.1. That means the 10% of the tax. This is going to calculate the 10% of the tax, and that we are adding with the already calculated tax and accumulating the whole thing into the tax variable. You can see that here, since we have more than one statements under the else block, that's why the curly braces are mandatory. But for all the other cases, since we have only one statement, so we have not given the curly brace. Now we are done. Now I can print the tax into the console. So the variable tax is %0.2 LF. Now %0.2 is going to round off the double value to 2 decimal point after. So 0.2 is going to round off the value up to 2 digits after the decimal point. So I'm printing the tax. Now you can see that this is the program. I'm just running the program. Here we go. Okay, so I'm giving say 9,000. It's printing the payable tax is 0.00. That's correct, quite legitimate, quite accurate actually. And we can put a $sign here. Okay, that will make sense. So I'm running the program once more. I'm giving say 25,000. So here you can see that it's $5,000. Okay, that's perfect. 25,000, if it is 25,000, it is actually in this range. So 25,000 to 20% of 25,000 is 5,000. That's why the output is actually 5,000. So I'm giving something more than 50,000. So I'm giving 60,000 here. So here it is 16,500. First of all, it is calculating 25% of 60,000, and then it is adding on 10% with that. You can manually just check the output. So here we go. This is the complete program for tax calculation.